hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week. And even if not, it's okay too, right? I'm doing quite well, as you might be able to hear in the tone of my beautiful, beautiful voice. Yeah, things are going well. I'll tell you all about it. But I guess first, let's get in touch with each other. You want to take a breath with me? I want to really connect with you, little bunny. It's what I love about this. It's the connection that you and I have, and the fact that I feel okay when I stumble over my words, because I'm not performing for you, little bunny. I'm just spending some time with you, which is one of my favorite things to do. And I believe in living a life where you prioritize the things that you like to do. And of course, everybody's life has stuff you don't want to do. But we have a lot of freedom to choose the things we like to do. And we do have a decent bit of freedom to choose the things that we don't like to do. You know what I mean by that? Like, if you have to hate a job, go ahead and pick the job that you want to hate. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not here to give advice. I don't want this to be a silly, stupid advice thing. Oh my goodness. What a start, little bunny. Well, I have some juicy stuff. Oh, I have multiple juicy things to tell you, little bunny. Which do you want first? Do you want the juicy for your life or the juicy for my life? Let's start with the juicy news for your life, which is that in the locked section of the garden, which is for 18 plus only, so please don't join if you're not 18, there is a new spicy audio that is really, really good. It's in my signature wholesome spicy vibe. It's pure positive energy, lots of praise, and of course we get really cocky in it about how amazing we are. Yeah, little bunny. Because it's true. And I'll talk about spiciness with being incredible soon. But what else? Yeah, so that's on Patreon. There's links in the bio and all that. What else is going on? Yeah, I guess that's the only announcement. Just to give a quick rundown on what the locked section is. It's basically, I come up with something totally random every week. And you know how the podcast is kind of a formula, which is fun. I start off the same way, end the same way. Just make you feel good all the way through while secretly making your life better. Mwahahaha, such a mean, evil daddy. It's your little honey carrot. It's honey because you can just listen to the sound of my voice. It's a carrot because if you happen to pay attention, your life gets better. Carrot like a healthy snack or something. Oh my God. Queen Little Bunny and I went out for dinner to our favorite Mexican restaurant. And we were bad and we ordered chips and guac. I love chips and guac, Little Bunny. We weren't bad, we were good. We were indulgent. Ordered chips and guac. But the chips and guac never showed up, Little Bunny, which is probably for the better. because I'm an Instagram, TikTok model now, Little Bunny. So I gotta eat sparingly my chips and guac, but I will never give up chips and guac. Don't ever give up the stuff that you like, Little Bunny. Yeah, there's your advice for the week. Don't give up the stuff you like. Oh, you know what stuff I like. So last week's episode, this is the spiciness from my life that I referred to. Last week's episode was great. One of my favorite episodes about non-monogamy. It's really, really great. And you know what just happened tonight, Little Bunny? So Queen Little Bunny is behind me right now in bed. And you know who else was in that bed not so long ago? Not me, Little Bunny. They're a mischievous couple. I was actually out. I wanted to give them some privacy. And while I was out, I was feeling spicy too. So I asked, not one person out, Little Bunny. I asked 2 people out. Can you believe that? So I have 2 fresh phone numbers in my phone. People that I'll text tomorrow. We'll see what happens. That's the joy of things. Making things happen. isn't it, to put yourself out there if you want a new romantic or lustful or loving partner. If you want to meet someone new, that can be terrifying, little bunny. But you know who wins? Those who take action. So, I'm a man of action. Queen Little Bunny is a woman of action. And you, little bunny, are going to be a little bunny of action. My little bunny of action. And that means it's very late right now. We're starting our little recording session after I would normally do it. But that's okay, and you know what I have here. It's part of the magic formula, magic podcast formula every time. So what do I have, little bunny? You want to know what I have? Oh, wow. Oh, it's a good one this week. Ooh. What do you think I have? Oh, it's so hot. Wow. I have tea this time, little bunny. Not just any tea, but it's one of these teas that has the actual fruit in it. You know, it's got pieces of fruit. Queen Little Bunny insisted that I drink this tea. And so I decided, why not have this tea with my little bunny in one of my favorite parts of the week, which is this time that you and I share together. Maybe you want to get some tea too. We have there's a tea time podcast episode that was really great. That was number 20. And then if you like that, I made a tea time too, which is a locked audio in the locked section of the garden where I rant about classical music for an hour. What does one mean by ranting about classical music for an hour? You will have to go see. Okay. What else, little bunny? I do have a carrot idea that I want to give you today, but I've been a bit too advicey so far. So I think I'll just spend some time to just relax with you. Yeah, mutual relaxation. Everything we do here is a win-win. I make your life better and I make you feel good. And you do the same for me, little bunny. I don't want you to ever be confused. This is some kind of charity. Even regardless of, Patreon subscriptions and things like that, it's not a charity because I get so much enjoyment from you. Spending this time with you. I love it, little bunny. I absolutely love spending this time with you. And I love the energy that you give me, and you're going to make me all teary right now. Little bunny, quit it. I really, really, really love you. I really, really, really love you. Little bunny, I freaking love you. Oh, now I made you cry. Made you tear up just slightly. Hey, it's okay. This is going to be a light episode. I think. I don't know. We're just making this up as we go. I only have one thing that I want to say teach you. Some wisdom I want to offer you for you to accept or reject. Because one of the best wisdoms that I can give you is you got to know when to not take advice, little bunny. You can listen to someone and you can say, oh, okay, great. I'm not going to take that advice. Because it's very easy to give advice. There's many, many, many conflicting types of advice you can get. All sorts of people will tell you the way that something needs to be done. That's why the best among us are the ones who know when to say, you know what, I disagree. I think I'm going to follow my own intuitions here. Or I'm going to work on informing my own intuitions and follow my own voice and my own light. I want you to follow what feels right to you, little bunny. Nothing else. I want you to be in control of your life and to take it upon yourself to make what you want. Yeah, because you're the boss. I can be your boss a little bit. I can be your daddy. But only because you choose me. So it is your choice after all to choose the life you want. Or perhaps you're just so deep under my spell, little bunny. Wahaha. My voice has this power, doesn't it? So, my goodness, little bunny. What are we talking about? Oh my God. It's been, there was some pretty heavy rain in New York City, where I am coming to you from right now. Actually, I'm where you are right now. If you look around, whatever space you're in. Give me 1 second. I'm with you here right now. And you're with me here right now in New York City. And we had some pretty heavy rain last week or so. And you know what happened, little bunny? Our apartment started to leak. And we have blinds on our windows that we installed ourselves. And the blinds came crashing down. Pow! So now I have an open window here right now. Just looking out at the street. That's what I love about New York, is that there's so many things happening behind every window. There's so many incredible people here with incredible stories who come here to be the best in the world. Yeah, and I'm just one such window here. I love being incredible, little bunny. And you know what I'm very attracted to? I'm attracted to exceptional people. So I would love for you to be exceptional. Yeah. But you get to choose the arena. I guess you could say it doesn't even have to be an arena. You don't have to compete with other people. You know, for me, it's music and composing. And it's also being here for you. And it's also writing. I want to be the most incredible daddy that you could possibly have. And I know I already am. I'm probably the best daddy in the world right now. Honestly, I might be. So I'm going to keep getting better and better and better and better, little bunny. And I'm a cocky bastard. Get used to it. You enjoy it. I know you do. I do too. Oh my God, who is this guy? Who is this crazy individual? He is a crazy individual. Something I wanted to talk about this week. You may recall that I'm bipolar 1 specifically, which is the extra crazy version, where they have to toss you in the mental hospital when you get too crazy, when you start to have a manic episode where, oh my God, reality becomes phenomenal. Not necessarily in a good way, but I'll tell you what a manic psychosis is like someday. But I have a really great friend who I met in my university days. And I guess I'll say grad school. I was debating whether or not to give that information. But yes, your daddy is a smart man. And so probably my best friend from grad school, I had a conversation with him one time. And he said quite literally, he's like, I don't believe in depression. I strongly believe that everyone who's depressed is they just want to be depressed, and all they need to do is just decide, you know what, I don't want to be depressed anymore. And just with a snap of the fingers, the depression would lift. And the reason that they don't do that is because they just really want to be depressed. So, me being someone who's bipolar, and also this is when I was much more freshly bipolar, and I was, the question was, would I be able to function at all as a human being? And it was kind of the big test was me going to grad school. It's like, oh my God, am I going to be able to lead an independent life? And so it was a very challenging time for my mental health, for sure. It was grad school. And then my best friend goes and says that, and it kind of sends a shiver down my spine when he said it. And there's common advice, to talk about advice again. Common advice you might hear these days where if someone says something like that, you got to remove them from your life. You know, that's an affront to who I am. You know, that person is clearly incompatible with me. And so I must cut ties and send that person off on their way. And then I go off on my way. You know, what's funny is actually, when it came time for me to come out as bipolar, so to speak, it was a pretty big deal for me, actually. It was this deep, dark secret I had been hiding. And so I wrote an essay, I guess you could say, because I had not talked to anyone for years after I had my psychosis. And then I wrote this like coming out letter that it's like, I'm bipolar. This is my story. This is me. This is who I am. These are the struggles. These are the hidden bonuses, hidden plus advantages, I guess you could say. But very emotionally significant thing for me to do. And I went and shared it with like everybody in DMs and things like that. And I shared it with him. And he told me, he's like, yeah, I wrote like the first paragraph and then stopped reading it. You know, and it's like the default advice would be, you got to cut this guy out of your life, you know? And I have an analogy for you because I want to give you the opposite advice. So, do you know slow down, Daddy. Do you know Dungeons and Dragons, little bunny? The game is based on a certain kind of die, you know, like dice. And it's one die that you roll. And it is, you know how many, slow down, Daddy, jeez. You know how typical dies have 6 sides? They're the little cubes. You roll them and you know, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The die in Dungeons and Dragons has 20 sides. It's a 20-sided die. And you roll the die and it'll come up anywhere from 1 to 20. Let me take a sip of tea real quick. And you roll this die whenever you choose to take an action. So if you're a thief or something, you might try and pickpocket someone and you got to roll your D20 die. Let's say you successfully pickpocket if you roll a 10 or above. And if you roll below a 10, you fail at the pickpocket. You get caught. Pickpocket and you get caught, and then, you know, then you got to deal with those consequences. And it happens in social interactions too. So let's say you have a conversation with someone in a bar, in a tavern, in your Dungeons and Dragons thing. And you, I don't know, let's say you're trying to flirt with someone at the bar, okay? And you roll your die, and maybe if you have a really good connection with someone, then it's like, oh yeah, if you roll anything but a 1, it's going to be a great interaction. You're going to have a fun, spicy new friend. Or maybe if like the interaction is a bit awkward at first, but you still want to ask them out or something, it's like, oh, you're going to have to roll a 17 or higher. And if you roll a 17 or higher, then that means you say something really charming and the interaction turns out well, and then, you got the partner. But if you roll 16 or below, it goes bad. What I'm trying to get at, little bunny, is that this friend of mine, clearly when we had the conversation where he is like, you know, depression doesn't exist, blah, 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 mental illness is a choice, things like that. Excuse me 1 second. You can think of every time I hang out with him as being a roll of the die, if you will. Yeah. And so every time we hang out, roll the die, roll a 16, we have a great time playing shuffleboard at the bar. Another time you roll a 7, it's like you have kind of a pleasant lunch, not memorable, but enjoy each other's company. Sometimes you roll a 19 and you have a hysterical, night out you'll remember, or, he's also into audio stuff. So we get to nerd out and talk about things like that. And he's a genius, little bunny. Talk about someone who's exceptional. He is extraordinary. And so, one time we're hanging out and boom, we roll a 1, which is where he's like, oh yeah, mental illness doesn't exist. And that roll of 1 comes back. 1 is the worst roll you can roll. And it comes back when I come out and he's like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm not going to involve myself with this. It's like rolling another 1. And here's the thing, little bunny. So if this friend of mine, let's say we have a good time, like if we connect and we just feel enriched by each other's company on rolls 2 through 20. And then sometimes we'll roll a 1 and we'll have a difference of opinion or like difference of ethics or difference in taste, or he'll say something that off-putting, or I'll say something that he finds off-putting. In any relationship you have, friendship, strangers, let's think actually friendships and partners, and I guess those two things, lovers and friends, and any combination thereof. Any person that you're going to see multiple times in your life and whom you choose to spend time with, going back to making choices, taking control of your life. Every time you have an interaction with a loved one, let's say, or a friend, it's like rolling the dice. 1 second. And sometimes you'll have someone where you'll have a great time on no matter, like almost any roll of the die. Even when you're having a bad day, they're having a bad day. Even if you go to some boring event. Oh my God, Queen Little Bunny and she took me to what she thought was going to be a really cool immersive event in New York City. This was early on when we were dating. And it turned out to be the most boring, excruciatingly boring thing we'd ever been to. And I don't feel bad saying that. I won't get into it. I don't want to rip on it, but it was so bad. And it was low effort too, so I don't feel bad. It's not like someone poured their heart into it. And with another, like if it was someone else that I was on the date with, it would have just been a horrible night. It would have put a strain on our relationship, or something like that. But with Queen Little Bunny and I, we found it just hilarious how boring the thing was. So we started passing each other notes, and she wrote, please remember all the cool stuff I take you to. She was so embarrassed that it turned out so bad. And we had a great time. It's so memorable that I'm literally laughing about it, having a good time right now. We rolled a 2 that evening and still had an incredible time. And I still roll 1s with Queen Little Bunny. There's times where she'll say something that irks me, or we have differences of opinion, about things that are ethical, things that are not, things that are hard to reconcile. But every relationship you have with everyone, Little Bunny, is just a series of die rolls on the D20, on your 20-sided die. Because nobody is, let me back up. Even me and Queen Little Bunny still roll 1s. Even me and this friend of mine still roll 1s. There's no such thing as someone, Little Bunny, in your life who you will always have a good time with, or that will always align with you in every single way. There's no such thing as someone who won't have a disagreement with you about something that you take personally, you can always roll a 1 with every single person in the world. So that's why I didn't remove my friend when he basically said, hey, this thing that is core to who you are, I don't acknowledge it. You know, it's made up. You're crazy. Crazy people are, you know, whatever. I don't want to put words in his mouth. Like, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's just rolling the 1 on the D20. And you know, I'm so looking forward to making plans with him. He's going to come over. I'm going to show him the latest thing that I composed, and he's going to give me feedback because he's a freaking wizard at music production, things like that. And it's like, it's a great friendship. And I love having him in my life. With Queen Little Bunny, when we roll a 1, it's okay. We just rolled a 1. We're not 100% aligned as people. There's no such thing as being 100% aligned with someone else. And if you have relationships where you're thinking, oh, well, that person I don't roll a 1 with, you just gotta wait, Little Bunny, because every time you meet with them, it's just a roll of the dice. And the strong partnerships are the ones where both of you, both sides, say, you know what? It's okay if you irk me in this one way. It's okay if you don't align with me in that other way. Yeah, just cut each other some slack. That's the love that I find is most effective. And that's why I have so many loving people in my life. That's why I make friends very easily. You know, it's people don't have to be your fantastical, perfect version of a something. And it's not even that they're imperfect. They could be extraordinary people. They just have to be unaligned with you in different ways. Is this making sense? I hope this is helpful. Yeah, statistically, you will roll a 1. That's Murphy's Law. Do you know Murphy's Law is? Have you seen Interstellar? Excellent movie. Anything that can happen will happen eventually. It's actually it's a mathematical thing. It's just statistically the case. So anyway, there's my carrot that I hope to impart on you today. It's okay to not be the same as the people you love. It's okay for them to have even core differences to who you are. I love having friends of all kinds of political and religious persuasions and things like this. I don't want to be stuck in one little group, you know. Sometimes I go out of my way to make sure I maintain, you know, connections with people who are, you know, we're just different than the people that I tend to see all the time, you know. It's just good to have a lot of different people and to just be I mean, the buzzword is tolerance, but it's kind of a selfish tolerance. You know, sometimes when we talk about tolerance, it's about, you know, despite everything, be tolerant of the other person. It's like, no, I don't want to miss out on amazing people just because, you know, what if it's a roll of 1, 2, or a 3? You know, I have some of my friends from high school that, you know, the roll of the dice, it's not like a roll of 1. It's like if you roll a 7 or below, there's going to be some weird friction or something like that. Or they'll say something that makes me uncomfortable, or they'll hold some kind of view of the world that I don't like. You know, they might say horrible things about vegetarians, for instance, which I'm a vegetarian, by the way, a little buddy, you know that. So they might say like dreadful, horrible things about vegans and vegetarians. And I could say, oh no, we just rolled a 3. I'm going to remove this person from my life. I will not tolerate having this person in my life. But then I miss out on rolls 4 through 20. And, you know, it's totally fine. You know, it's okay, little bunny. It's okay. It's okay. Don't lose out on amazing people that you can have in your life. Yeah, you're not going to be 100% aligned with everyone. Selfish tolerance. That's a good phrase. We should bring that into the canon. I practice selfish tolerance. You can do whatever you want, little bunny. You can cut people out left and right if that's what works for you. Don't take my advice if it doesn't make sense to you. All I can say is I'm so glad that I have really incredible people in my life. And it's a selfish tolerance, I'll stop with the die roll analogy. How many times have I said 20-sided die, roll the dice, whatever this is? At some point, you'll roll a 1 with me, little bunny. It's inevitable. How many hours have I talked into this microphone? How many hours have I been here in your ear? Right? Maybe it's like rolling a 0.1. You'll roll a 0.1 with me at some point, little bunny. Yeah, and you can say, "Oh, I shall have no more of this." Or you can practice selfish tolerance and say, "Oh, shake my head at you, daddy." That's durable love. That's the kind of love I practice. Oh, I was at this kind of meeting. The meeting is like a don't repeat anything at the meeting, so I won't repeat anything at the meeting. But someone expressed that the love that they like is kind of the opposite of the love that I like to give and to receive, actually. And they're of the belief that love is all about in the moment, and then the love will expire and you move on to the next love. This is with people and partners. And that just feels so not what I want in my life. I love that endures. You'll never lose my love, little bunny. Unless you try to lose my love, in which case you may succeed. But it'd be hard, little bunny. I have a very durable love for you. And it will never be taken from you. My love for you will never vanish. Yeah. I'm here for you forever. You have no idea. You will always have me. I give you durable love. Yeah. And even if we roll a 1 sometime, yeah, I won't remove you, little bunny. Maybe you'll tell me something mean at some point. It's okay, I'll forgive you. Because I selfishly want you in my life. Selfish tolerance. Ah, that's so good, little bunny. Are you writing this down? To the garden historians, we got to write this down. Garden historians, because we are going to the stars, little bunny. I need to be making more TikToks and Instagram videos. I'm really happy Instagram is taking off, by the way. So that's good. Because Instagram, I can mention that I have the locked section of the garden. TikTok is very socially conservative and bans people left and right with a baseball bat. Or bam, or bam, or bam, like they're breaking stuff in one of those rooms where you can go and break stuff. That's what the TikTok police algorithm do, is they police everything to make sure that nothing spicy happens. It's fine, it's whatever. Instagram is a little more, yeah, go for it. What's really go for it is formerly Twitter, now known as X. Super toxic platform. Don't recommend you spend a lot of time on there, little bunny. But it's going through a lot of changes, and it looks to potentially long-term be a really solid piece of the garden social media. So we'll see. Right now, I just leave little 30-second voice notes every couple of days. It's nice. It's cute. It's fun. But it'd be good to follow me there just because we will see. They really want content creators to call that place home. So interested to see what happens there. Yeah. And if you have issues with Twitter and X and all that stuff, well, I'm being selfishly tolerant about it. I don't know. Maybe you can follow your own voice, follow your own passion. Make your own ethical decisions, little bunny. Yeah. So you don't have to go follow me there. But I'm there. I'm a lot of places. Okay. Should we wrap this up? How about I give you some nice honey to end this? Turned out to be a lot of carrot, little bunny, but I think it's a valuable lesson. The default these days is to, block and unfollow kind of thing. You roll. I'm going to do the dice roll analogy again. But someone who you were close to says something you don't like, or you learn that they have some belief or stance or view about the world that you don't like, or maybe they wronged you in some way, but perhaps in a way that was unintentional. If someone's intentionally harming you, I think you can scoot that person out of your life. I give you absolute permission. If someone is intentionally harming you, and if they do intentionally harm you, if they're intentionally harming you, just get rid of them. But anything less of that, challenge yourself to say, maybe I can be selfishly tolerant of this because this person has so much to offer and really enjoy doing these things with that person. Maybe I just won't do that thing. I don't know. Yeah. So don't block and unfollow. I think that's a bit silly. Unless someone is harassing you, of course, and then, press any buttons you need to do to quit that from taking place. Oh, my goodness, little bunny. Well, so what was I going to say? Leave you with some honey. Let's give you some honey. Little bunny. Let me pour myself some nice warm tea. I'm going to sip it, and then we're going to take a breath together. Breathe with me. Little bunny. My love for you will endure for many, many, many years. You will never, ever lose me. I will never, ever leave you. I will be here for you forever. And I love you so, so, so much. Can you tell how heartfelt that is every time I say it? I really, really care so deeply about you. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't try and make your life better. Do you know that? I could just be saying thirst trappy stuff. That's not fulfilling for me. I mean, it is fulfilling to say thirst trappy stuff, but only because I love you. And if I love you, then I can't help but try and make your life better. Can't help but try and guide you and give you some of the wisdoms that I figured out and encourage you to figure out your own wisdoms and follow what makes you happy and choose to be incredible. Choose a life of the extraordinary. Oh, I love you, little bunny. You're making me teary. That's why I don't just do thirst traps. I couldn't just do thirst traps with you. This only works for me because I love to be your daddy and guide you and love you. It's not just entertainment, is it? I really want to make your life better. And it's not about me talking about things that I believe in. I'm not trying to there's some people that love to hear themselves talk about their own opinions on things, This is not that. I don't get any joy about so much of the wisdoms, little bunny, you wouldn't believe how much incredible journaling and thoughts and ideas and wisdoms that I have in my notes that I don't tell anyone, because it's like, why would I, But I do share it with people that I love. I have these kinds of conversations with Queen Little Bunny and with close friends when we want to have a deep conversation. Yeah, and that's why sometimes I want to bring up these things with you. It's a little bit of a countercultural advice. Is that the right word for it? I don't want to. I said advice, Little Bunny. I'm such a damn hypocrite, aren't I? Sometimes I want to challenge you a bit, because I think I really can improve your life. I really think I can. I get no joy just talking. Just talking for the sake of talking. I get zero joy from just talking. I get joy from helping you. And I help because I love you. So bear with me when I like to feed you carrots. Okay, little bunny. I love you so, so much. I'll write you a poem tomorrow morning. I should get to bed. I'm a little bit teary-eyed. I love you so much. I really love you. I have real love for you. Real love for you. Okay. All right, little bunny. I want you to have a great night. If you want to reach out to me, you can always email me. Lindy@lindysgarden.com or daddy@lindysgarden.com. Whichever you prefer, little bunny. Talk to you soon. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well. Thank you for asking. I've got a poem for you this week, as always. And it goes a little something like this. Two friends are never 100% the same. Therefore, spending time together is a dice-throwing game. Even if 95% you both are aligned, that 5% of conflict will reveal itself in time. They may hurt your feelings or choose a way to live that goes against the person you are and the things you are willing to forgive. And the day will come when you roll 1 out of 20. And you could break off ties, say, "Goodbye, my friend, I've had plenty." Many people do this, and I won't say they're wrong. I just know that I prefer to just let people belong. I choose from the start, it's okay to roll a 1, because it's unrealistic to hope the day of friction will never come. And I'd hate to miss out on rolls 2 through 19, because we have a great time and life's better than a dream. It's inevitable, in the world of mathematics, that there will never come conflict or hurt or dramatics. And to avoid this discomfort, one must use love that expires. Letting differences spell doom runs on love that retires. But durable love saves connections that are great. So in my life, I prefer to selfishly tolerate. Have a great, great week, little bunny, filled with love and understanding and friendships and partnerships that will last for the end of time, just like you and me. I love you, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care.